Hi friends, welcome back with another video series, and it is about William Shakespeare MCQs. William Shakespeare life and work. So this is the part 1 of the series. I hope you will like my efforts and won't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel. So here is our first question. What is Shakespeare's Venus and Adonis? In the options we have a narrative poem, a tragedy, a romance, a comedy. And among the given options, the right one is option A. Venus and Adonis is a narrative poem by William Shakespeare, published in 1593. It is probably Shakespeare's first publication. The poem tells the story of Venus, the goddess of love, of her unrequited love and of her attempted seduction of Adonis, an extremely handsome young man. Question number 2. To whom did Shakespeare dedicate his first narrative poem Venus and Adonis? And in the options we have 3rd Earl of Southampton, Queen Elizabeth, James I, Ben Jonson. And the right one is option A. Shakespeare dedicated Venus and Adonis to the Henry Wriothesley, 3rd Earl of Southampton, to which many scholars believe he began a long friendship. He followed up this effort with the rape of Lucrece, a year later again with a dedicatory letter to Southampton. Question number 3. Who called Shakespeare an upstart crow beautified with our feathers? And in the options we have Thomas Kidd, George Peele, John Lilly, Robert Greene. And the right answer of this question is option D. Robert Greene was an English author, famous in his day and now, best known for a posthumous pamphlet attributed to him, Greene's Groat's Worth of Wit, bought with $1 million of repentance, widely believed to contain an attack on William Shakespeare. Question number 4. Dryden's play All for Love is based on Shakespeare's play, namely. And in the options we have The Merchant of Venice, Romeo and Juliet, Tempest, Antony and Cleopatra. And among the given options, the right one is option D. All for Love or The World Well Lost is 1677 heroic drama by John Dryden, which is now his best known and most performed play. It is a tragedy written in blank verse and is an attempt on Dryden's part to reinvigorate serious drama. It is an acknowledged imitation of Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra. Question number 5. Aldous Huxley took the hint for the title of his novel Brave New World from Shakespeare's play, namely. And in the options we have A Midsummer Night's Dream, The Tempest, Winter's Tale, Antony and Cleopatra. And the right option is B. The title Brave New World derives from Miranda's speech in William Shakespeare's The Tempest, Act 5, Scene 1. Question number 6. Shakespeare's King Lear was given a happy ending by one of the following playwrights. Identify the playwright. And in the options we have George Farquhar, Nahum Tate, Nathaniel Lee, Thomas Otway. And the right one is option B. The History of King Lear is an adaptation by Nahum Tate of William Shakespeare's King Lear. Unlike Shakespeare's tragedy, Tate's play has a happy ending, with Lear regaining his throne, Cordelia marrying Edgar, and Edgar joyfully declaring that truth and virtue shall at last succeed. Question number 7. In which play does Shakespeare attack the Puritans? And in the options we have Much Ado About Nothing, The Merchant of Venice, As You Like It, Twelfth Night. And the right option is D. Shakespeare's art tends to be ironical rather than the satirical, but there is at least one caricature in his plays aimed at the Puritans. Malvolio in Twelfth Night. In mocking Malvolio's morality and ridiculous behavior, Shakespeare wanted to denounce Puritan sober society in early modern England. Question number 8. About who was it said? Age cannot wither her, nor custom still her infinite variety. And in the options we have Cleopatra, Miranda, Desdemona, Cordelia. And the right option is A. A sentence from the play Antony and Cleopatra by William Shakespeare. A friend of Mark Antony says that Cleopatra is overwhelmingly attractive to men, not so much because of her beauty, is because of her fascinating unpredictability and range of moods. Question number 9. How many times suicide occurs in Shakespeare's plays? And in the options we have 7, 9, 11, 13. And the right option is D. Scholars have argued for 13 explicit suicides in Shakespeare's plays, with more possible suicides where a character's death is not detailed and the audience is left to interpret the death on its own. So the 13 is the right answer. Question number 10. Who said Shakespeare has only heroines and no heroes? And in the options we have Matthew Arnold, Dr. Johnson, Sidney, Ruskin. And the right answer of this question is option D, Ruskin. So that's all for today. Till next video, take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.